হেলথ ওয়ার্নিং, স্বাস্থ্য সতর্কবাণী। ড্রিঙ্কিং ওয়াইন ইজ ইনজুরিয়াস টু হেলথ, মদ্যপান স্বাস্থ্যের জন্য ক্ষতিকর। স্মোকিং ইজ ইনজুরিয়াস টু হেলথ অ্যান্ড কজেস ক্যান্সার, ধূমপান স্বাস্থ্যের জন্য ক্ষতিকর এবং ক্যান্সারের কারণ।
At 50, Rabindranath Tagore wrote Jibon Smriti, his premature autobiography. Naturally, much of his colorful 80-year-long life remains untouched here.
স্মৃতির পটে জীবনের ছবি কি আঁকিয়া যায় জানি না, কিন্তু যেই আঁকুক সে ছবিই আঁকে। অর্থাৎ যাহা কিছু ঘটিতেছে তার অবিকল নকল রাখিবার জন্য সে তুলি হাতে বসিয়া নাই। সে আপনার অভিরুচি অনুসারে কত কি বাদ দেয়, কত কি রাখে, কত বড়কে ছোট করে, ছোটকে বড় করিয়া তোলে। সে আগের জিনিসকে পাছে ও পাছের জিনিসকে আগে সাজাইতে বিন্দুমাত্র দ্বিধা করে না। বস্তুত তার কাজই ছবি আঁকা, ইতিহাস লেখানো।
Some say this is his first photograph. What he looked like before, we can only imagine. This little boy was born on 7th of May, 1861, in this palatial house of Calcutta, then the capital of British India. This house in the northern part of the city stood apart from all others, ever in pursuit of knowledge, daringly progressive lifestyle, multifarious cultural activities. The youngest prince of the palace, however, was left to grow up as a commoner. As a child, Robi was left in the care of cooks and maids. Except on Sunday mornings, when his mother supervised his bath, had him scrubbed and rubbed with homemade fairness packs. She considered Robi, the youngest of her 14 children, to be too dark. Otherwise, he was left pretty much to his own devices. And in splendid isolation, let his imagination run. A loner and an introvert maybe, already his mind traveling far ahead of time. His poetic spirit is first stirred, he recalls, by the simple charm of a line in a Bengali primer, Jol pore, pata nore, raindrops, leaves toss. His taste for open education, unbound by classroom routine, may have been unknowingly sown right here and led him to start an open-air experimental school in the countryside many, many years later.
Rabindranath's family has a long dramatic history of ups and downs. Shunned generations ago as low-caste Peer Ali Brahmins for the offense of merely tasting Muslim food, one of his early ancestors moved from Joshore in East Bengal to Calcutta. They were one of the first Bengali business families. Ravi Thakur's grandfather, Prince Dwarkanath Tagore, was considered another sinner, forbidden by his wife Digambari Devi from entering the household shrine for being a religious iconoclast, and also having dared cross the Kalapani to visit Queen Victoria. Devendranath Thakur, Dwarkanath's eldest son, chose to embrace the new Brahmo religion introduced by Raja Ram Mohan Rai, a religion minus the clutter of a myriad gods and goddesses, free from the superstitious strictures of all sorts, a religion following the essence of the ancient Vedas and Upanishads. Being ostracized by society liberated this family from conforming to mere convention, and in a freedom to discard the irrational habits of thought perpetuated by the mainstream.
Robi grew up in an atmosphere free of orthodoxies, more radical, more rooted in the core texts of ancient India. We'll never know when or how these prayer meetings sowed in his heart the first seeds of Vedic spiritualism and bathed his mind with music.
At age 12, his father takes him on his first holiday. This was the first of many journeys he would take over land and sea. An ever-curious mind, ready to explore the unknown from the depths of the human psyche, to the mysteries of the universe, even to the spirit world and life beyond death. By the time they reached Bolpur, it was dark. On their way to his father's house, named Shantiniketan, the abode of peace, Robi closed his eyes and waited for next morning to gain his first glimpse of this strange land.
That abode of peace is almost unrecognizable today. It is a tourist attraction of sorts. Here, Robi Thakur, as I prefer to call him, himself seems to look like a brand name, a little else.
Robi opens his eyes at dawn. For the first time, he sees a vast horizon open to the sky. He doesn't know then that this very place would one day be linked with his own name more than his father's. For young Robi, it is a liberating experience, a time for discovery, for strange adventures. And a rude shock. It haunted him in curious ways.
একবার 2-1 দিনের জন্য দেওঘরে যাই। কলিকাতায় ফিরিবার সময় রাত্রের গাড়িতে স্বপ্ন দেখিলাম কোন এক মন্দিরের সিঁড়ির উপর বলির রক্তচিহ্ন দেখিয়া একটি বালিকা অত্যন্ত করুণ ব্যাকুলতার সঙ্গে তাহার বাপকে জিজ্ঞাসা করিতেছে, বাবা এ কি, এ যে রক্ত। জাগিয়া উঠিয়াই মনে হইল এটি আমার স্বপ্নলব্ধ গল্প।
From Bolpur to the Himalayas, the journey continues. Father and son coming closer together through bonds of affection, lessons in discipline, and a deep oneness of spirit.
একদিন দেখিতাম পিতা গায়ে একখানি লাল শাল পরিয়া হাতে একটি মোমবাতির সেজ লইয়া নিঃশব্দ সঞ্চরণে চলিয়াছেন, উপাসনা করিতে যাইতেছেন।
Robi was 14 when his mother, Sharuda Devi, died in the small hours of 8 March 1875. He saw her laid out for her last journey next morning, as if in peaceful slumber. His first encounter with death was not so devastating. The more lasting impact embedded in his mind forever was the image of his father seated in serene meditation. A lesson that would serve him in subsequent encounters with death.
জাগিছ শয়নে স্বপনে রয়েছ নয়নে নয়নে নয়ন তোমারে পায় না দেখিতে।
One school after the other. And then, at 15, the rebel within him suddenly raises his head.
ব্যাপারটা কি? এ তো তামাশা হয়ে দাঁড়ালো দেখছি।
শোন, আগে স্কুলে যাবি, কথা বলবো সেখানে।
আবার আগের স্কুল?
যা না রবি, নলিন মাস্টারের কাছে লোক পাঠাও, কথা বলো। কিরে রবি, যাবি?
স্কুলে যাবে না, পড়াশোনা